12 Presumptions of Law, Legal and Lawful, Judicial and Clerical Notice, Part 2. 9. In accordance with PLATSKY v. C.I.A., United States Court of Appeals, Second Circuit, November 24, 1991, cited at 1953 F. 2nd 26. Second Circuit, 1991, reversing district court for dismissing pro se complaint for lack of standing without explaining formalities of pleading and affording the pro se plaintiff an opportunity to replead. Therefore, the judge cannot merely dismiss my paperwork. He must instruct me as to the deficiencies and allow me time so I may correct them. 10. The Uniform Commercial Code 3-402 is void. Article 2, Section 4 of the Constitution for the United States authorizes that all government agents be removed from office for crimes against the people. This should be all civil officers be removed from office for crimes against the people. The Uniform Commercial Code and the Constitution are in conflict, and therefore the U.C.C, which is not law, is void because of the Supremacy Clause, which states, "This Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary, notwithstanding." End quotes. The unconstitutional, quote, magic signature of the U.C.C. 3402 does not protect judges and clerks. 11. I demand my Republican form of government in accordance with Article 4, Section 4 of the U.S. Constitution. If you are operating under any presumptions of doctrines, such as abstention doctrines, judicial privilege doctrine, the Maternity Act of 1917, the Shepard-Towner Maternity Act, Parens Patriae Doctrine, Trading with the Enemy Act, Vacation at Sea, On Vacation, On Vacay, Younger Doctrine, or any other such doctrines or presumptions, I hereby demand you dismiss all charges with prejudice and without recourse. I demand an Article 3 Court of Common Law. Okay, real quick comment. This might be, I demand you give me my money back if you're fighting the IRS, or I demand that you give me my child back. So adjust it accordingly there. 12. Section 30 of the Judiciary Act demands that all orders be signed by a judge of the court, and it must specifically name the court which has the common law and equity power. The power is not conferred to the judges. The Constitution, Article 3 Court designates that, quote, "The judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court and in such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time ordain and establish. The judges, both of the Supreme and inferior courts, shall hold their offices during good behavior and shall, at stated times, receive for their services a compensation which shall not be diminished during their continuance in office." Judges do not have the power. Only the court has the authority of the U.S. Constitution. 13. On and for the record, I object to the proceedings for the sound, intelligent, reasonable reason that by using legalese and definitions from Black's Law dictionaries and Bouvier's dictionaries and misrepresenting them as common parlance, also known as the Queen's English or the English language, you and each of you are in violation of the Plain Language Act. And therefore I demand the case be set off, settled, and closed in favor of me and my person for violations of due process, fraud, and other legal and lawful issues which were preventable. 14. As previously mentioned, I am a non-combatant and a man of goodwill. The Trading with the Enemy Act of 1917 applies to persons who have dual loyalties and are citizens of two countries. I am one of the people domiciling within the territorial boundaries of California. I am loyal to my country of birth. Furthermore, the Trading with the Enemy Act is void in accordance with Norton versus Shelby County, 118 U.S. 425 from 1886, wherein it was decided that only the legislator may write laws and all presidential acts are thereby void. Norton also decided an unconstitutional act is not law, it confers no rights, it imposes no duties, it affords no protections, it creates no office, and it is in legal contemplation as inoperative as though it had never been passed. For those reasons, I cannot be considered an enemy of the state of my birth. Now, this will conclude part 2, but be very careful with some of those things. Make sure you make the proper changes, even where it speaks about man. The woman. Make sure your sexual orientation is genuine. If you have a penis, you're a man. If you have a vajayjay, you're a woman. If you don't like that, too bad. Judges will not give a shit. And if you misrepresent yourself in court, it can be very serious and very detrimental. Once they prove you lie, you can never be believed again. So again, thank you for your time, and we will continue this with part 3.